All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Realms of the Wild. Yes, this is our custom open legend RPG game, and I just remembered that I have not brought up the announcements for this game.
It doesn't matter. Zolta didn't win the poll, so we can just hop over that a little
Wait a
bit.
minute, she didn't?
If you need help, I basically have them memorized.
I don't win
No,
every time.
I had to accept the new privacy agreement, whatever thing.
Oh yeah, the new announcements privacy agreement. I forgot to warn you about
everybody. By the way, to anyone watching, we have recently updated our privacy statement, and we'll require you all to. Dear God, I have never gotten so many emails that I didn't read.
It's a lot of money if you're found breaking GDPR.
Oh yeah, I understand why it's happening. I'm not saying it shouldn't be happening. It's just everybody uses the same damn phrase.
Yes, because legal. So for everyone out there who has had to go through the crap of redoing everything to make it GDPR compliant, I understand your pain.
Anyway, let's get some announcements. For those of you that may be familiar with gaming in general, there's this thing called E-Cubed.
I think it's called E3.
Is it E3? I've only seen it written. I've never.
You can tell because the 3 is normal size and not small and to the top.
Yeah, but typing it out is sometimes hard to get the factorial notation.
I digress. EQ.
E3's coming up, guys. And Zelda Universe is looking for news reporters to help with E3 coverage. So if you guys don't know, E3 is the Electronic Entertainment Expo. This is the time of year when most games companies, most games publishers will reveal their big titles that they've been working on. They will make announcements and things like that. Every year, this is when new consoles are announced, when a new generation of consoles is starting. Like E3 is a big deal, and recently it's started becoming limitedly open to the public as well. So E3 is looking for people to help cover just the massive ton of information that will come out. Microsoft and Sony will both have their own press conference. Nintendo actually has their own.
They do kind of like an online press conference.
Yeah, they do an online press conference. So you don't even have to attend E3 to see Nintendo's stuff. And then again, publishers are going to be doing stuff all the time. And so there's just so much stuff to do. Send any submissions to jobs@zeldauniverse.net, and more details on how to apply can be found on the website zeldauniverse.net. So head over there and check out all that stuff. Secondly, the part that Elias doesn't want me to say, because he thinks we should encourage this kind of behavior.
It's the last time we have to say
it. It's the last week of CDI month at Zelda Universe. So there's still articles and YouTube videos commemorating these incredible feats of technical just innovation.
How do you really feel, Elias?
What?
But you know what? They're not saying if we get 5 subs during the show, then Elias has to do CDI things after this month.
It's not a goal.
Oh,
so let's get those subs.
It's not a goal.
Oh yeah. So yeah. 5 subs, guys. Those of you that are already subbed to the channel, there are plenty of people that are not subbed. If you have it in your heart, go ahead and gift this sub. And remember, we're support Zelda universe. It's
Four
nice
left.
to do this, but we are doing this specifically to annoy Elias.
4 more to go. And
So-
remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you can get a Twitch Prime account for no extra money.
And then you can use that to sub here. So remember, forget all of the bad things happening in the world right now. You can do some good by annoying the hell out of Elias.
Ignore all the bad things in the world and have some more bad things happen to Elias.
Focus the bad things on Elias. That's
4 more to go.
a lovely message.
This week, we should all campaign for Elias to win the poll, though.
The game hasn't happened. I might die.
He may be dead. You guys don't know.
Wouldn't that be a great consolation? You died.
Posthumous legend point.
But you have a legend point.
The only way that Elias could win the poll.
Dad, we weren't saying that.
Anyway, that's the announcements for that. Announcements for the game. Surprisingly enough, Zulta did not win the poll.
I don't win every time.
Just
It's
half the time.
most of the time.
Whenever we have a guest, I usually don't win.
Speaking of the guest, Atticus, played by the amazing John, was the winner of the poll.
I'm just gonna say, did he blow up something by the neck joint? No, he did not, y'all.
Just gonna say,
Marketing.
did he take down the Guardian?
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna say, I don't want to be like that guy, but Zulta and I kind of did all the legwork, and then I feel like a man is taking credit. I don't want to say it's sexism, but
He's not even here right now, Jody.
So John was going to join us today. He has had some stuff that has prevented him from being here on time. He may show up later. We do not know as of right now. None of this is life-threatening or anything. So you don't have to worry about him.
except for us. It might be life-threatening that he's not here.
Not for
Our characters.
for you as people. Your characters, I may take great joy in ripping into tiny pieces.
You don't
Great
know how
joy.
close Zolta and I are. It would hurt me greatly for her to experience any pain or suffering.
Great.
So anyway, you may see Atticus just randomly appear or randomly start talking. Atticus will be following the party through this little delve into their very first dungeon.
I could go either way if Zulta dies. No.
Our first real dungeon. We did a micro.
Carrie!
Oh my God. I love you, but she's kind of a.
I mean, I accept that, but we have to accept our loved ones for some of their flaws.
Do we?
This is what you guys have
Said
to look
some.
forward to
There is an asterisk.
for the rest of the
Okay,
day.
well, as long
And
as
if you
there's an
subscribe,
Oh.
yeah. You can help support content like this and annoy Elias at the exact same time.
It's like
It is
magic.
literally a win-win. So now it is time to return to the realms of the wild. And when we're super cool, we'll have our own like intro with a song and everything.
No, that's copyrighted. That's copyrighted. What are you doing?
We're taking off live.
At least she didn't start humming the intro to the Star Wars.
That's
Yeah,
right.
then
That's
she has
instant.
I work for the mouse, so I know. I know. That he's always watching.
I didn't even have one of the Star Wars songs in one of my videos. I had an interval that appears in the love theme from episode 2, and it was just that interval played on strings, and they claim the video. It was just ba-da.
Okay,
Because
now
that's not just Star Wars, man. That's John Williams.
Well, yeah, I mean,
There shall be none of that.
brilliant man, but once he uses an interval, you best never,
You best be stepping.
despite the fact there's only a dozen intervals in existence. But no.
And we can't use 3 of them now.
Oh, there are many more.
So Jerry and I have been talking this entire time.
So to bring you guys back into the game, last week you guys quite quickly actually took down a guardian and met
Who was
this.
that again, Ilea, that did that?
I don't
it's
know
really
if I
cool.
remember.
I'm starting to see disadvantage in people's faces.
I think it was Pierre.
Yes, I think it was. Pierre did all the legwork.
Or the wing work, or the breastwork, whatever.
He shook a tail feather and got
whichever
it done.
I would
whichever
maybe
part of the
not
Rito
go
you
with-
find most delicious.
I would not go with the breastwork. We just maybe should steer away from that.
Oh, he does lovely breastwork.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Take a lesson point, Kiri. You broke the DM.
Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great Memorial weekend.
Eventually, Zelda Universe is just gonna go, no, Jody, no more.
I need to learn more John Legend so I can just sing one of his songs every time I get one.
Because all of you.
After that, you guys found that the Forgotten Temple itself had tons of guardians that were trying to shoot you. And
yeah, it sucked.
Kess almost lost a shoulder. It was not fun.
That's the shoulder I raise things with. I mean, both of them. But...
I think Zelda did pretty well.
You guys were able to make it past it, and you got inside, and Atticus ensured that the very large solid doors closed behind you, and you guys right now can still hear the repeated kind of burning and then explosion sound of these guardians firing against this door, and the door itself is barely vibrating. Like, that is how solid this door is it's repeatedly being shot. But you can't, after a couple of minutes, you can kind of feel like in the back of your mind, just it's starting to grate on you. Because again, these are, big instruments of death, and they killed tons of people during the Great Calamity. And so just constantly hearing them firing at the door gets you a little bit on edge. As you look around, you notice that you are in a room that I have a map that I have to look out for. See, I was so cool. I went and I made maps and everything. Like, this is a really cool thing, guys. You don't even understand.
You don't even know.
But you will.
Don't.
You don't even know.
You guys are in a room that's about 60 by 40, roughly square, in that Zelda dungeon kind of way. And as you guys look around the room that you're in, you can see what looks like what used to be statos. Does the DM get a legend point if he breaks himself?
I am not sure.
Jody does, but his NPCs don't.
So you can apply that legend point to real life anytime you want.
Yep.
I could so use a legend point in real life.
I think we gave Jody himself a legend point once, just not his character.
Yeah.
Not as
Yeah,
NPC.
yeah. So that means that Jody, you now have 2 legend points in real life.
So looking around, I have music and everything. Why don't I actually use it? Looking around, do I not have this one? Of course I don't. Why would I ever have it queued up? Is this the one I wanted?
The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man?
I really hope that's not the music you're trying to queue up. Okay, good.
Oh,
No,
I hear that.
Not. See what I wanted.
Does it really matter? Does it really anti-matter?
Wow.
I don't. Is that how I?
Anyway, I'm gonna add this one because it looks like what I want. Anyway, so you guys are in this
Some ruddy, mysterious music.
By 40 room. Yeah, that works real well. I like that. You guys are in this room, and you notice against statues that are in ruins that have fallen and collapsed on each other. You hear the that's slightly louder than I want it to be, so we'll turn it down just a little bit. You can hear the dripping of water in there, and as you guys kind of look around, this beginning room is kind of a little bit overgrown. You can see some moss and some vines around it, and you can see in the northeast corner there is a pool of water there, and at the north end of the room you see a relatively decent sized door that has chains on it and a very large lock.
I want to open it.
I think this sounds like a great idea. Let's do this.
So, yeah, what do you want to do? How do you want to go about this?
So, sorry.
Kill it with your learning.
Energy is up. This is still kicking into kickstart the brain. That's the only real exit is the locked door. Or...
Well, you have the door behind you if you want to go that way.
No, that's we know what's there.
As of right now, that's what you can see. If you'd like to look around a little bit, you can roll me a perception.
I would like to do that, yes, because let's take everything in, and I'm really upset that Jonathan is not here to be questioned, as he's the one who knows about what's going on.
The rule of thumb is if your character is important to an area that you're in, they can't be in the game.
Yeah. You do.
Wait, so I shouldn't have been here at all during the village.
You do notice that his face has become paler and he's sweating.
Okay, so it's just me when watching RuPaul's Drag Race. I get it. It's cool.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I am apparently very distracted by that lock because I rolled a 7 on my perception. So clearly Cass was like, that looks cool. And I'm real curious. She's got terminal curiosity, this woman.
Yeah.
I relate.
I wonder why.
We will both die.
Around, you can't get over the fact that this door, first of all, the lock itself is really impressive. Like you've dealt with locked rooms and things like this. This is a really, really high quality lock. Yeah. Something that would take you a very long time to pick if you didn't have the key for it.
I mean, which is
weird because it doesn't seem as old as the rest of the stuff you see here. Like the lock looks much newer than everything else. But while you're looking around, you find something else that just kind of catches your eye. On the ground, you see what looks like just a ripped piece of paper. And as you get closer to it, you notice it's something very familiar to you. It's a page of a journal.
Mine. I mean.
And this is what it looks like.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Can I
see if I can show this on the screen correctly?
It will be a little bit small, so if someone would like to read it out for the audience at home, I
think the person who's holding it should probably read it.
Do you want me to use a voice?
You can use whatever you want. It is entirely up to you.
What if Batman wrote this journal?
I guess you'll find out, won't you? I'm Batman.
We just do a different voice every line. This is a great time to talk about that you can redeem rewards. And if Alex was here, character voices is one of the things that you can redeem.
Day 1. The world has gone mad. I can't do that voice right now. My lower register.
That's a rough one to do.
My lower register is not warmed up right now, and I'm like, that's just breathy. What? Get on voice, Callaghan. The world has gone mad. We plan to steal. What?
Imp has said, "I vote cat bug."
All right.
Day 1.
Oh no.
As I take out my earbuds.
Imp, you get yet another legend point.
The world has
If you
gone
ever guessed
bad.
on this show,
The plan to steal Ganon away failed, and he now controls everything.
Freaking Christ.
Sorry.
I'm really happy about this voice. Everything was beautiful. However, I do now want to hear you do a different voice every line.
keep
The
going.
divine beasts, the guardian, even Hyrule Castle. When it happened, all I could think about was, how do I keep my precious baby safe? Oh my god, that works so well for Muriel.
God.
Is that an F or a T for that name, Jody?
Ferris.
Is it Ferris?
Saris.
Bueller. Bueller.
Hold, please. I have to find the right page.
Meanwhile, if you would like to make
Terrace.
Kiri do a different
That's a
voice,
key.
maybe you can redeem the Alex does a character voice.
Probably. Ferris was so scared. She can't even
Terrace,
remember.
T.
Terrace.
Tango.
Tetris. What? Was so scared. She can't even remember fleeing across Hyrule Field. It's probably for the best that she can't recall that hell. Wodka. Running from one bit of rock of hill to another, praying. I can't fucking stay in my Russian right now. It's been too long. Praying to the goddess each time, asking the guardians wouldn't see us, and watching as the prayers fell on deaf ears over and over again. How does that work? So just like, this is a prayer. Wasn't heard.
What was that? Oh, it must have been the wind.
There's the wind. She keeps asking where she keeps asking where Daddy is and when he's coming back. He's dead, child. I don't have the heart to tell her he's gone, so I've told her he's off fighting the bad people, like the heroes of old. Oh shit! I just found some information. Is Cass actually reading this aloud? No, she is not.
I'm just gonna. Okay.
If she is, she's being possessed by.
No.
Yeah.
If Cass is reading this aloud, Zolta is like, "What the f is happening?"
Runa
right
hasn't
now?
even noticed that she's found this yet.
Cass
He's
has had so much.
elsewhere.
The only positive thing to happen was finding Atticus. He saw he saw us about to run headlong into a guardian. We couldn't see it. Instead of leaving us to our fate, he ran out wielding his whip like it was the master sword itself. He saved us. He was the one that brought us here. He said this temple was forgotten, yet he remembered it. That we should be safe until the world calms down. We can hear the guardians outside, but not even their terrifying eye beams can pierce that door. We have next to nothing, but my baby's safe, and that's all that matters.
You're overly dramatic when you write weird stuff for your RPGs.
Oh
man.
So you find that.
After reading, I feel there's a little bit. Zelda. Can I see you for a minute?
Oh, you okay? Sure.
They're just kind of like gesture of the fact that nobody is here, and then be like, you might want to read that last paragraph. I was just saying. Nothing to see. La 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 la. Look, water.
Ooh, water.
Oh, water. While this is happening,
He doesn't seem very trustworthy.
Yeah, Zolta's gonna be good here, and she's actually going to not attack Atticus right away.
Good, because he seems remarkably quiet right now.
Works out.
Go get borscht. Put on table.
Get borscht. You have the vodka.
You said that we had been here for a few
minutes. And the nuclear vessels.
You said that we had been here for a few minutes listening to the I-beams hit the door and making sure that it holds up.
Yeah. Nothing, tra-la-la.
Now that we're in the Forgotten Temple, presumably, Iruna is looking for any signs or change in, like, terror activity. Just because we're in the place now.
Our terror level threat 2.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception. Oh, I have a score there. 15.
Looking around, you guys can just feel like the air around you just feels so heavy with something that it like sticks to you. It's not humidity. It's not anything tangible, but it just like you can feel something weighing you down.
Based on this ominous note and the fact that nobody is here to support the fact that these people are okay, I'm going to assume it's the souls of the dead.
Zolta would like to reach out to see if she senses any life energy outside of her immediate party.
What's the range on that? What's your use entropy for that, right?
Yeah.
It'd be 5 feet times your entropy score.
Maybe like kind of.
It would be 30.
Do the head nod towards the door that is very locked and be like, I should.
So, Aruna, as you are looking around, you feel this. You don't see any tears per se, but again, you're getting that thing where, like, out of the corner of your eye, you'll see a shadow move, and
same
there's
thing as in
nothing
the canyon.
to cast it.
Gotcha.
But for some odd reason, the shadows seem like when you look at it, normally as soon as it went into your field of vision, it would disappear. It's not happening now. When you look over and you see the shadow, it's there for a couple of seconds, moving, and then it's gone. And as you're examining one of these shadows, you look at the wall that it's being cast on. It's in the northwest corner of the room, and the wall itself looks different. There's some cracks in it. It just doesn't look quite as stable as the rest of this room.
Yeah.
Zulta, as you kind of go out, kind of searching for life, you can feel the plant life and things like that in here. And then as you reach out, you get this reaction almost like touching a hot stove, where you sense something, and it's such an offensive, negative feeling to you to feel that you instantly retreat back into yourself.
That's encouraging.
Guys, I think we're getting closer to the big tear. I think the tear shadows are lasting longer. Oh, that wall looks weird.
What direction was the evil, horrible thing that I don't want to touch in?
Everywhere.
Oh, great.
It was non-directional. It was just as you kind of extended your because really what you're doing when you're using your entropy to scan for life is you're basically looking for things that you can drain. And once you got probably about 10 feet and was like, we're reaching out beyond about 10 feet, that's when you felt that. And it was so powerful that you really couldn't tell direction. It just, you instantly shrunk back in.
You know what, guys? I think that we should just maybe try our luck against the Guardians.
Well, we did,
that's
and we
probably
got
a good
past
thing.
them.
No. I think we should just go out and kill the Guardians.
Jodie, I know he's not here, but is there any way we can...
Yeah, if you guys want to ask Atticus...
Because I feel I'm like, I got this thing.
Hashtag Ask Atticus. Our next segment.
So
I will interpret him. I will not do a John impression.
Oh, that's just unfortunate for everyone.
To be perfectly honest, like John and I speak in the same register. Like the big difference is he has a beard
Get more beardy.
Yeah.
and a job. But
Go find a beard.
And by that, I don't mean. Oh wait, no, sorry.
I know
And a
exactly where your
family.
brain went.
Ah!
Ah!
Gay jokes.
so anyway, yeah.
Sorry. I would like to.
For the Atticus AMA. All right, Christian, you are the other member of the audience that now has a legend point.
I really want to get hashtag Ask Atticus going on Twitter.
I don't want to
And if
brag
we
here,
could just,
but
like,
I just
send
can't
out
help
those
but
tweets.
notice that the people who are real rock in the chat happen to be part of the curiosity community. I'm just saying.
I
Maybe
noticed
that-
that they were part of the Realms community. I don't know.
Maybe that
Yeah, I
group
mean-
is extra awesome. Just saying. Hang on there. Hang on.
Whoever that Green Eye Trombonist is has a lot of great comments.
She does. I would like
So what did
to
you want to ask him? What did Kess want to ask him?
take this note and basically, or this page would be like, essentially, Atticus, you got some splaining to do.
Oh God, I would like to turn on my life drain in preparation for whatever is about to go down.
Oh wait, sorry. Before that, I'm assuming, not assuming, I would like to check in with Zolta after, because I showed her that thing, and then she clearly did something, but we have not actually conferred.
Yeah.
I would actually like to plot a little with my cohort here.
There's something bad.
Great. Okay, that's very specific. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more elaborate, but you know what? I can work with
That's
that.
as specific as I can be. There's something very bad. I don't know where it is, but it's very bad.
How far is Aruna from us right now?
He's just kind of like walking around. He's starting to walk towards one corner of the room.
He made a comment about
That's
that wall looks
brother.
funny.
Hey, Aruna, maybe don't touch that yet.
Okay. Why?
There's something
Wait.
bad.
Wait,
So you've
is
been
the
here,
wall the thing that's worse than Guardians?
It's a really
Yes,
bad wall,
Aruna,
guys.
don't touch the
It's
wall.
a really bad wall.
Okay.
Like it's just
Nobody touch any walls.
badly constructed, terrible. Like
If you
Wait.
haven't learned from me
Not
yet,
up
we
to
don't
code.
touch stone things.
Maybe.
Walls, pillars, doors.
what?
You're going to get injured. You may die.
I never
Maybe
get
we
injured
just
from
listened-
touching stone things.
maybe we've just misinterpreted it's worse than Guardians, because Guardians, while terrible to fight, are marvels in terms of engineering. So really, maybe this wall is just really shittily built.
Well, Atticus said that there are things worse than Guardians. I'm assuming they're walls.
Okay.
They are walls, yes. Walls are the
I'm
worst
just
enemy.
saying.
Elias, take a legend point. That was really funny.
Kill all the walls.
Yes,
Okay.
because it will eat you, Aruna, instead of you eating it.
All right.
In this world, walls eat you.
So you know a lot
Please don't
more.
do that while I'm drinking. I can't afford a new mic right now.
I'm sorry.
So, Kess, you were saying to...
So this would suggest that you know a lot more than you've let on so far.
I told you.
No. You told us some vague, ominous things. This clearly would suggest you have some specifics, which would be very good to know right now. Or unless we're going to do more vague things of a non-specific nature. I mean, ooh, that'll... It's probably how the first people just mysteriously vanished.
Shut up.
Oh.
Don't you ever talk about them like that.
I mean,
I told you
did they not
something
mysteriously vanish?
bad was in here. I never found out exactly what it was.
Zolta's like on the edge of a pin, ready to attack him if he.
I'm just kind of
makes the
going
wrong
like-
move.
Just what an accurate thing did I say? You didn't find what they were.
So wait, you don't know
No,
what-
I didn't
mysteriously
actually.
vanished.
I didn't find anything. There were no bodies. There were no bones. There was nothing.
Was it the walls?
No, Aruna, it wasn't the walls.
It might be the walls. There's something very bad and it's everywhere and I don't like it and it feels red.
I told you I would come here and help you because I've been here and I know what happened to the last group that came here, and it was not
didn't know
good.
what happened. You
Well,
either know what happened or you don't know what happened.
You've said
I know the
both.
end result.
Okay,
I don't know
well,
how
those
it
are very
happened.
different things. Thank you.
if you've
The
been
door
here before,
with the lock, was that there when you were here?
When I left,
Did you put it there?
I actually don't know. I'm trying to remember the story. I'm going off of backstory that I wrote for a different character that I don't play, so I didn't memorize it. Give me a second. Let's say.
Are you trying to get at, does he have the key?
I'm just trying to
he does
see,
not
like,
have the
if
key,
he's
and
the
he
one
did
who
not.
put that there. I don't even care if he has the key. I'm trying to figure out who put the lock there.
He did not.
Do you know who did?
It locked itself as I left the last time.
Oh, no, that is fascinating.
fancy. Well, if so, is that how you left? Is there no other way out of this room?
So-
Because
With that new information, I would like to re-look over the room and look for any, like, markings or... Basically, I want to, like, take out my little notebook and go aggressive learning on this whole bitch and
be
see
careful.
what I can
Don't
find.
touch the walls.
I'm not touching anything.
With the combination of what Aruna has already learned and what you've already found, you guys find that the room itself, other than the fact that there's a bunch of vines and things like that here, there's not a ton of anything. Like, there's broken statues and that, and then there's that wall, and if you examine it a little closer, you can actually see one of the cracks. You can actually see behind it a little bit and see that the wall itself is not incredibly thick, and there is an opening behind it.
Is there anything about this temple? Like, this might be a silly question, as it was a forgotten temple, but is there anything about this temple that, from my other learnings, I might remember?
From your own spelunking, that there are quite a few Sheikah temples and ruins and things like that that were forgotten on purpose. This is not Sheikah built, or at least you've never seen the Sheikah build something like this. They don't generally tend to do a lot of statue work. The statues themselves look very weird. There's a few that look like birds that you've never seen before, giant birds. Almost.
So these don't look like Pierre then. Not
no,
Rito. Okay.
they're not Rito. I mean, you've seen birds before, never birds that look like this. You see, one of the statues that's broken seems to be feminine, but it's so worn and broken and things like that you can't even, like, it doesn't even have a face anymore.
I mean, that's just basically women in general at this point.
God.
Yeah.
Jokes!
With the patriarchy.
We're tired. We're wasted. We love you, darling.
I'm just gonna keep singing Hamilton in my head about being locked out of the room and see if I can break locks.
So yeah, that's you're relatively certain this is not Sheikah built, and with the wear and tear and everything, this probably predates every ruin you've ever been to by a fairly significant amount. Like, there's a chance that this temple is pre the first sealing of Calamity Ganon, which was 10,000 years ago.
Okay. But the wall looks kind of basically like false, is really what you're saying.
False, or just, it's a wall that there is an opening behind it. It could just be it's an interior wall instead of an exterior wall.
since there's a little bit of a crack, is there a way I can like maybe like kind of sneak finger in and be like, how thick is this? Like
The crack is not quite large enough for you to really fit anything into it.
Okay. But it seems like it's
And
not such a
complete
big
darkness
width
behind it.
Okay.
It's just there's a tiny little part of the crack where you can technically see that there's an open space behind it.
Trying to remember if I have a chisel in my pack.
Iruna is now inspecting the water.
After conferring
Oh
with
wait, I'm a
Jerry,
scavenger. So does that mean I can find a mundane item like a little chisel to like maybe make that hole just a little bit bigger?
I'll say sure, make me a perception check. We'll see what you find.
I'm talking to Jerry about whether or not I should shoot lightning at the wall.
No.
Jerry seems to think it's a good idea.
Kess's perception is all wonky. I'm gonna blame. It's only 11 is what I rolled. Like I'm sorry, guys.
So it takes you a little bit of time as you kind of look around. Everyone else is doing other things. You can see Zulta's playing with her lightning a little bit and talking to the lizard on her shoulder. Iruna seems fascinated
I'll be
by
the
the
lizard on your shoulder.
And you eventually find a shard of stone that seems solid enough and has a bit of a point to it that you could try using it as a chisel. You don't think it'll last too long.
No, it's fine.
Again, it's stone.
Double meaning. It has a bit of a point to it.
I somehow don't think you're getting a legend point for that pun.
I'm okay.
It's a valiant effort, but
I'm totally fine with it. I don't make puns to get
so
legend.
I'll have you make me a might check.
Oh.
To see if you can, because this is just being,
No, you're not wrong. I just have no might, so I'm like, you sure I can't use logic to be like me? No.
Let me know if Iruna at any point notices Kess approaching the wall.
2.
So Kess approaches the wall, and you see her take the item, and she had part of your excavating stuff is you always have a hammer to get you out of bad places or get you into bad places. So you take your hammer, you take the chisel, go, you destroy the chisel you have just found. The wall remains intact. Iruna, this is when you see her just swing and go.
Kess.
I'm going to shoot a ball of lightning at the wall.
No!
Okay. As you sit
Zolta
there.
doesn't say that out loud. She just does it.
Kess, as you sit there, you suddenly hear a sparking and you look back just in time to duck out of the way as this bolt of lightning hits the wall, and remarkably enough, the wall is grounded. So the electricity just kind of goes.
Well, there are cracks, so if there's anything on the other side, maybe I hit it.
Did you kill the evil wall?
Yes, Iruna, but I think you really need to kill it with something that goes boom.
No!
Do you mean bombs?
No! Do you remember the last time we set a bomb off in a temple? No!
Well, that was because I did a big bomb and it was against the support pillar.
No, it's old. It's very old. It's very old. And as someone who's actually spent time in very old things, maybe listen just once when I say no.
Okay, but I've
this
also
thing
spent
is
time...
locked, and this wall looks like I could damage it.
Kiri, or Kess, if you'd like, you can use your logic to see if you think structurally this wall could handle being bombed. See you roll another
13. What the heck?
That's
Is
actually
the
enough.
last time I rolled so
20.
well consistently, it's just punishing me?
Yeah, that's what it is. So looking at everything around you, you're relatively certain the rest of the walls have solid rock behind them. So you don't think destroying this wall is going to have any real effect on the...
Really something that I think, in looking at it this way, is this something that I can really deduce, like, we need a bomb? Or maybe Iruna could just, punch it?
You think theoretically Aruna might be able to punch it. You think if Goron have bones in their hands, there's a chance he might break a few of them doing that.
Okay, fair.
It's
Okay.
still a pretty thick wall.
I mean, all right, that's fair. Okay.
Is Kess really wanting us to punch our way out?
Sometimes.
Well,
One
Kess.
bomb. One small bomb.
Well, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that the structural around it will remain intact, but okay.
Yeah, no, Aruna, you don't even need to roll. Like, this is what you do. So you're like, no, actually, structurally, this isn't that bad, and this is built up to go. This wall.
Then why didn't this come up last time when we got literally stranded in a temple? Because oh god,
It was a big bomb.
Because Kess was there,
2
but not
bombs.
really there.
all right.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you weren't stranded. You got out of the temple.
I was gonna blow it up because I knew it would work, but then I thought the walls would hurt me if something happened. But then apparently they won't because Zolta just shot light. I'll just put a bomb.
Yeah, I just killed the wall. Now kill it more.
Well, the wall was never alive, but there
I'm
might
gonna-
be some
I'm
weird
gonna
Zolta
move-
The
energy
wall
in
was
it.
evil.
Moving back, moving very,
It must
very
be
back.
destroyed.
Iruna just stuffs a hand bomb into the groove into the wall and just backs up.
So the hand bomb explodes. It makes a hole probably about twice the size of your fist. Not large enough for anyone to really get through, but it does show that the wall is probably about like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot thick. But it seems to be just riddled with cracks and things like that just make it susceptible to impacts and explosions and things like that.
Aruna, look through and see if there's anything evil on the other side.
Well, it's a little small for my head, but I was also told that I only get 1 bomb, and he just sort of coyly looks at Kestrel.
Let me have a look. I think.
If you had a light source, it's large enough now that you can look through.
In my
It's just dark.
spelunking thing. See, I don't have it on this thing because I'm stupid. But I think in my spelunking gear, I could have sworn I had a light source, but I could be wrong. Where did I put
otherwise,
that information?
you have seen Aruna. Basically, he has like road flare kind of things.
Okay. I was like, I have a healing fairy in a jar I could just hold out. Like,
Yes, use the healing fairy like that.
no. Don't take it from me. Please.
But no, you've
my land.
actually seen Aruna
Okay.
take out these road flare like things that create a fair amount of
Okay.
light.
Let's take a look and then we'll see about using another bomb, buddy. Pat.
But I can't see it. I can't really see through that without.
I can. Can
Go
you
ahead.
hand me a thing?
Oh, one of my burning wicks? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll light it and then give it to her.
It's this look of like, yeah, because he's so much taller than me. Oh, that's actually a good point. Is it tall enough that I can? Am I tall enough to be able to see in this thing, or do I need a hand?
You kind of just
Oh, I really like that visual of just like the fingers and then Kess's head popping up to the eye level.
With the
So-
flare in my mouth, because I'm like,
you put the burning thing in your mouth. No, there's not going to.
That also might be a little close.
so after he hands it to me, I'm gonna look at him and go, can you give me a small boost?
I just take one hand and just.
Boop. It's good to be tiny.
So, Kess, as the light starts to dance through the room itself is relatively small compared to the very massive room that you guys are in, maybe like 10 feet by 10 feet. And as the light kind of dances over the different surfaces and things like that, you see a similar room. You don't see quite as much or really any plant growth in the room. It's mostly just carved stone. And in the center of the room, you see the light starts to glint off of something metallic. And as you kind of position the light a little bit better, you see what looks like a chest.
A treasure chest.
It is possible
Or
that
I
is
s-
what the chest is designed for.
So how big
There are
is
many
this hole
uses for
exactly?
chests.
Or is
it's about
it- is
twice
he
the
a
size of
treasure
his
chest?
fist, so
Did you see like a marble?
probably like the size of your head.
Okay. Wait,
She
Aruna's
could
fist is
be-
way bigger than my head.
Yeah.
His hands aren't that massive.
Yeah, but I feel like one of his fists
They're
is the
maybe
size of my
the
head.
same size.
Like,
Maybe.
Okay, it's slightly larger than your head.
Okay.
Not quite large enough for your shoulders.
okay. All right.
In my headcanon, the chest she sees is like a Greek statue. And she sees just the chest level.
So there's some
That would
stuff
be a
over there
bust.
that we want to. So I'm gonna like.
No,
You're
it
technically
could be the
bust
whole
is only
thing.
from that.
She's just seeing the chest, though. It could be the whole thing.
You have found David.
Oh.
Thought he'd be bigger. I love that I now have art dorks in here because they know that there's a double meaning in that. Anyway.
I've actually been there and seen it too.
Yeah, no, same. And I'm not gonna lie, might
Yep.
upset it.
Yep.
What?
There was a movie once where someone went, God, he looks like a Greek god. And
You
this one immediately goes, no, don't say that, because they all suffered from small. Hi.
Welcome to Realms of the Wild.
Realms of the Wild.
Where we're
game
still
where
in the
sometimes
first
we
room
play.
of a dungeon.
Yeah.
Sometimes we play a Legend of Zelda based RPG, and sometimes we go off on tangents about accents and the size of David.
All right, so I would like to turn around and give Aruna sort of the lowdown of what is going on in that room, and be like, this is stuff that we probably don't want to damage because it could be useful. There might even be
Why are you
engravings
talking
that will
like
tell
that?
us more things. I don't know, because I'm at here now.
Well, but how can we get in and get the useful things?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take another small bomb.
Okay.
The first bomb worked.
And
We
we're
must
going
do
to-
another bomb.
We're going to place it in the actual hole.
In the hole? Okay.
Yeah.
Put your bomb in the hole.
Put the that sounds like something else.
Everybody's talking really weird, but okay.
Go get the borscht, put on table.
Go get bomb. Put on table.
I put the bomb in the hole.
Okay.
Bomb in the middle.
I'm going to back up again.
There's a bomb in the middle of the hole. There's a
Um,
bomb. There's a bomb.
in the
There's
middle
a
of the hole.
bomb. There's a bomb. There's a bomb in the middle of the hole.
Take a legend
I'm-
point.
I'm almost done with my coffee, and I don't know how you guys have like.
You apparently
Oh.
do not have the right coffee.
I have sugar.
First of all, this is tea, and also I'm not human.
Oh, honey,
That's fair.
honey, do 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 do.
That's-
So putting
I know.
another bomb in there, the structural integrity of the wall really couldn't handle another explosion. The wall itself, a relatively large portion of the wall, crumbles away.
And the
You
wall came tumbling down. Sorry.
You guys are left with a pretty decent sized opening, roughly, 10 foot by 5 foot. So easily big enough for you guys to walk through.
I think I can
And
get
now
through.
For
the
me,
light from-
either direction.
And now the light from the room that you're currently in, which is lit through cracks in the ceiling and things like that, and sun shafts kind of coming through. And yeah, you can see a small chest in there.
You also said there were engravings, so I'm gonna be like,
No, you said there were
oh,
engravings.
I thought you said there were engravings, like
No,
markings on
I
the
said
wall.
that there was the light. It was carved stone.
Carved stone. Okay, sorry. When you said carved stone, I assumed that meant like there were actual. Are there anything indicating like?
No, it's a relatively plain room.
Okay.
Iruna walks over to the chest and opens it.
You hear ba da da da, and then get this very strong compulsion to take what you found in the chest and hold it over your head.
Guys, look what I found.
And
And
it's
then a
key.
voice says, "Aruna found a key."
There's so
What?
many weird
A
noises.
Zelda dungeon trope in a Zelda RPG?
I don't know. That
How
seems a
dare
little
you?
seems a little far fetched, Jody. I mean,
Guys, it's a key.
well, that
And maybe the key will go in the lock.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess
you know
this
how
means
I know, even though that obviously, like, you know, how I know obviously a person not of an ancient origin did that whole lock thing. Because normally, in my experience, when you're spelunking about in temples, it's not just miraculously hidden in a false wall in the next room.
So you think
Out
someone
of
put this
context.
together?
If anyone in chat got my supernatural reference, you're awesome.
Or you just watch Supernatural.
Or yeah.
They are awesome.
Okay.
They're not mutually exclusive.
So you think that somebody put this together to make it hard to get through?
I sort of feel like this is, I don't know, it just feels very like they didn't try very hard to hide it.
Oh.
Feels like a trope, doesn't it?
Feels a bit like a trap. That's what it feels like.
Well,
It starts with a TR and ends in a P.
Where's
sound,
Atticus?
but-
I don't want Atticus behind me.
Atticus is back there being quiet with Pierre.
I don't want Atticus behind me.
Well, anyway, here's the key, Kestrel. I'm gonna go look for more weird walls, and I search this new room for weird walls.
The walls are solid.
There's no
you
weird
said
walls
there
in
was-
here.
You said there was water, if I recall. Like up.
Yeah, in basically in the corner opposite where you guys are, there's some water.
I want to go look at that. Like, is there a source for it? Like, is it dripping from something? Is it an actual little pond? What is it?
You can see through cracks in another wall that don't seem to be quite as extensive as the one that the water is coming possibly from maybe a river that is nearby, and there's just it's trickling into this little pond, and you can see at the bottom of the pond there are cracks and things like that. So it looks like the little pond is not stagnant, it's fresh water.
I would like
But it
to
looks like a
refill my
combination
side
of like
pouch.
rainwater and whatever this dripping through the cracks is.
I'm gonna refill my side pouch.
Okay.
So it is fresh. It's like.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will also take this opportunity.
And then you see the body. No, kidding.
And then I would turn to Atticus and be like, well, clearly it didn't look very hard.
And there are 2 Atticus-shaped handprints around the throat.
It's just a
And
little
Atticus is the
bit.
big baddie, guys.
Atticus is what's worse than a guardian.
I should.
I've been ready to kill
put
him
a
this
bomb
entire
in his
time.
neck joint this whole time.
I'm still ready to kill him at a moment's notice.
So yeah, no, the water is fresh. It's somewhat stale tasting. But it's fresh. There doesn't seem to be anything that would make you
So
sick.
you mean like it's stale, but it's not like.
It's fresh, but it's
Polluted.
stale.
It's fresh, but it's stale. It's not polluted or anything like that, but it's very minerally.
Okay, well that's better than nothing, just in case. It's always good to be prepared. That's what the Boy Scouts taught me. What?
They are just the scouts now.
They are. Good for them.
Which I always thought was weird, because the idea of, well, the Girl Scouts don't get to go camping. Then take the Girl Scouts camping. They're prepared. Don't get rid of the Girl Scouts. Their cookies are better than popcorn.
Oh, I don't think they're getting rid of them. They're 2 different organizations.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
just now you can be a Boy Scout if you want to.
Oh.
No matter your gender.
I don't think they
Just
would let
don't-
me be a Boy Scout anymore.
Just don't get rid of Girl Scout
He
cookies.
just is
I mean, that's fair. No, Thin Mints are
Eat them.
good.
Maybe this is a whole ploy by the Boy Scouts to slowly absorb the Girl Scouts and then take over their cookie enterprise.
Their
It's
popcorn
because they know
sales
that they've
do
got
not go very
popcorn, and
well.
popcorn, let's be honest, will never beat cookies.
No, it won't. I mean, it's good popcorn. Don't get me wrong. My best friend was an Eagle Scout. But
Welcome to Realms of the Wild.
So yeah, you got a key. You got some fresh water.
So does the key work on that lock?
You can try it.
I'm asking Kess because I gave her the key.
I'm gonna go over to the thing and like.
It looks like it fits.
The bad thing isn't in here, so it might be through that door.
Okay, get ready to attack whatever's on the other side of this door.
I'm just gonna put it this way: there's a reason this is locked.
Well,
this
but
could be a bad idea.
I mean, I looked around this room earlier, and I don't see a big tear anywhere. I think it's elsewhere, but I think we're getting closer.
You're not wrong. We have to go through. Everybody's ready. We're all good.
Okay, yeah, and I'll make sure my blast basher's like ready to go and everything.
Okay.
Pierre, prepare a song for us. You've been so quiet. I need music.
I don't need music.
I need
gather round and hear the sound of those who win, of course. A foolish crew. The anger of the Norse. No, sorry.
It's really distracting, Pierre.
All right, so I'm going to attempt the key.
The realms of the wild.
What?
Will always save the day.
I want to use the key.
Sometimes act like a child.
I want to use the key on the lock,
Okay.
but hopefully am I allowed to like unlock it and then take the key out? Like still have it in my possession?
You'll find out when you try it.
All right.
So as you sit there, you put the key in it. It fits. You turn the key, and you feel this kind of, and before you are able to pull the key out, the door itself rises, taking the key with it. Because that's the Zelda trope.
Not a good sign.
Is there anything on the other side that we need to attack?
I've got friends on the other side.
Another room. This one's much, much smaller. It's only about 20 by 20. And you see a door on the other side of the room. This one not locked.
I don't see any weird things here. I think we're good.
For now.
Yeah.
Again, no further indication, no information, just another door, like nothing
Just
to glean
another
from
door.
this room.
Is it as dark in here as it was in the chest room, or is it about the same light level as the previous room?
Light levels are dim to bright. There's a fair amount of cracks and holes in the ceiling where natural sunlight is just kind of bleeding through.
Okay.
So that is your lighting here. There's not sconces or anything that you've seen as of yet. Rather, there are a few sconces. None of them have been lit.
It has taken us an hour to get out of the first two rooms.
I mean, in our defense, I think we're all kind of stalling, hoping that someone will arrive.
I was just waiting for us to realize
I don't think
we
we
need
get
to bomb this wall.
Defended here.
All right.
I'm also reminding everyone this is not yet the musical episode. This is just us. The music episode will be forthcoming. I don't know when, but it'll be there at some point, and it will be in a light, so we'll have to sing.
No.
As soon as we have a set date and everything for it, we will be announcing during announcements. But let it be known that we are actively working on really cool things for the musical episode. So it is happening. So what do you guys want to do?
I just want to see what's in the room.
Okay. In the next room or in the one that you're in?
The next room that we haven't explored. Okay. After it looks like there's no enemies or anything. So
as you open it up, you get this kind of rush of air that it's almost kind of refreshing. There's a little bit of mist to it.
Guys, air conditioning, great. We're the Rainforest Cafe.
As you look into the room, you see this massive 100 by 100 foot room in front of you.
Oh, wait.
I'm poor. I can't.
I meant the 20 by 20 room, but if there's nothing there, then. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, the 20 by 20 room is. That's why I asked the room that you.
I thought you were asking about the first room. I was like, no, we've looked around that already.
No, that's just it's a passageway to the next room.
Yeah. Okay. This massive 100 by 100 room.
Would you like me to put something bad in there? I can.
No. We good.
No.
So I go back to describing the really awesome room that I designed for the next part.
Yeah, if everyone's cool with opening the next door, then
that's fine. That's
so as you guys look through, you see it looks like you've just opened a door to a giant lake. It is just a room that is all you can see is water at first because the light kind of reflecting off the surface of the water. This 100-foot by 100-foot room, massive room, and as you look up, you can see that the roof to this room goes up 70 or 80 feet, and you can see about like 30 feet up. You can see what looks like kind of like a balcony going around the outside of the room. And then another like 30-ish feet, you can see something like another platform that seems to be just kind of suspended with a like a walkway to it at the very, very top. And as you look more at the room itself, you realize that the water is actually only a few inches deep, but it is completely flat. And because of that, the water covers the entirety of this floor.
Hey, Zolta.
Zolta's a little upset that she can't go swimming right now.
Maybe.
Sorry, this isn't the water level.
Maybe don't use lightning in this room, please.
Or if maybe like the bad thing is the only thing in the water.
Yeah. Are we any of us
It would have to
touching
be a
the
very
water right
thin
now?
bad thing.
Yeah.
Aruna is at the edge of the water. He hasn't stepped into the room yet.
Okay.
So when
really
you
big.
did, would you mind doing that reachy outy thing and see if you can find more of a bad direction?
Yeah,
That was to you, Zelda.
I know,
see if these walls are okay.
but last time I did it, it was everywhere.
Looking around, Aruna, you do see at the far end of this room, you see a door with some stairs that look to be leading up. You can see a room on the right that has another lock on it, and a door on the left that has no lock.
Okay.
And Elias starts mapping.
Yeah. Out of character, I really want to do the entire singing in the rain dance right now.
Watch that all yesterday.
The rain.
You need to get the copyright needs to end on that amazing song. Just
Short
cutting it
people.
close. It's like
Long faces. And long people. And short faces. Big people have little humor, and little people have no humor at all. Anyway.
Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh. Sorry.
That's kind of the motto of our show
Don't you know
towards
everyone
Jodie.
wants to laugh? My dad said, be an actor, my son, but be a comical one. Sorry.
Hi, Patweek.
Do you remember how we said
We're
that
singing.
every episode was a musical episode?
Yeah.
Basically.
So anyway, the obvious exits are north, west, and east.
Well,
You try to get E flask.
How clear
You
is
can't
the
get
water?
Remarkably clear.
So there is like nothing.
Nothing in it.
There's nothing in
it. It's just again a couple inches on the ground.
Is there
The
like
room that you guys
any?
are coming from is slightly raised so that the water doesn't leak out.
Is there any rocks or pebbles nearby?
Make me a perception check.
Because that's gone real well for me.
Make
Please
any
roll.
check
Please
that.
roll.
I mean, if
actually
they're
works.
not, there should be a whole bunch of rubble from the wall we just destroyed. So
that was back in the other
That was in
room.
a different room.
Yeah, I'd have to go back.
Has the door closed?
That was 2 rooms ago.
It
Yeah.
was.
Don't think that.
I've forgotten it by now.
Shit, 2 rooms. So
Okay, I got a 22.
to get a good look, you do have to go into the room.
Okay.
But as you go into the room, again, it's a couple inches of water, which seems weird. But as you look, you notice there are grooves in the floor of this giant room. There are two sets of grooves. One that's about 20 feet out from the wall, and then another one that's an additional 20 feet out.
Grooves.
Just like a little like channel almost.
Yeah.
And it falls the wall perfectly. It's square, just like the room that you're in. You are now, because in order to see it, you would have had to go. You had to go into the room.
Did anything bad happen to Cass when she walked into the water?
Oh, she's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Guys, I don't think the water's safe. Cass just died.
There's a group.
Nothing happened when she stepped in the water, other than her shoes got a little damp.
Boots.
Boots. Sorry.
So
her badass footwear.
With my dang. They were made for walking and climbing and spelunking. No.
That's just what they're gonna do.
Okay.
And one of these days they're gonna spelunk.
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Okay.
This just turned it into an entirely different genre, folks.
Just
did it.
Did you not notice the conversation about David earlier?
Family friendly.
Family show.
So with I wouldn't have got that as a child. That's really what family show means. Is all the dirty jokes go over their heads.
Yeah.
With the 22, did I find like a little pebble or something?
No. And that's again another thing that's
weird. It's overly clean.
Yeah, it is perfectly smooth except for these grooves.
I would like to investigate these grooves.
It's a channel. It's just a small, like somebody took,
Are they covered with water already, or okay?
Yeah, they're grooves. They're concave.
Can I see any sort of grate that would suggest either water would come in or out of this room? Ready, mysterious.
Iruna's on cracked wall duty, basically.
Looking up.
Where have I been all the other episodes, Kristen? I'm the DM.
There's
Christian's
only one that's always been here.
Christian's point is that you've clearly been missing the dirty jokes that have happened in every single episode.
So they're going over your head. So definitely they're family friendly.
That's how we judge if the show's family friendly. Did Jodie get it? No, we're good.
Yeah. Oh. It's like getting things past the censor in Animaniacs. Good night, everybody.
So anyway, again, you are used to seeing runes and things like that, and the fact that this is perfectly flat and these grooves are obviously they have right angles and they follow a very, very specific path. These are not naturally formed grooves or something. Somebody created these grooves.
I would like to follow them along the path.
They are they're square. The first groove again is exactly 20 feet out from the wall. The second groove is another 20 feet out from the first one. They follow the wall.
But like if I take the toe of my boot and trace inside it, nothing.
No.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can see mechanical about the groove from where you are. Bless you.
Thank you.
I like Christian's comment in chat. Meanwhile, Aruna is on duty at the crack.
That's not quite how I put that, but.
Whew. Okay. So,
just assume that in every
nothing
room
weird about the ceiling.
Walls.
Like, there's literally, it's just.
You actually can't see the ceiling from where you are. The room is has such a high ceiling. Like I said, about 30 feet ish up, you can see like a 20-foot wide balcony that goes around the outside of the room.
30 feet, huh?
Roughly.
I want a hook shot.
Oh yes, you have.
I mean, whatever. That's cool.
The issue with it is, as you look, the bottom of this balcony is perfectly smooth. There's nothing that your hook shot could grab onto.
But isn't there a railing?
Not from where you can see. If you go to the center and you look up, you do see kind of like a half wall at the top of this thing, but it's perfectly smooth.
And the wall is also perfectly smooth. And
what a perfectly smooth room.
What a completely we're definitely not letting Kess break the rules by using her hook shot sort of room.
Break the rules?
Or there is another reason why everything is perfectly smooth.
I don't trust the room.
It might have nothing to do with me not wanting you to use your hook shot.
Come on, let's not fool ourselves, Jody.
I don't trust Jody or the room. I trust nothing. Everyone is going to die. It was a great run, everyone. I will see y'all sometime later in the afterlife.
Zolta, what do you have against rooms?
So, Kess, you also notice that there's a door to the east that is locked, a door to the west that is unlocked, and then a set of stairs. There's a door to the north that doesn't have a door in it. It's just a set of stairs going up.
So Kess is making notes in her field journal. Also, just since it's so remarkably smooth, would one, using logic by chance, deduce that possibly it was smoothed down by water at some point?
Natural erosion does not create right angles.
No. I get that. I'm just saying, if this room were to fill and unfill over many times, maybe that gets a little bit smoother. All right.
Again, water erosion is generally going to have is never going to create.
Never say never. Never say never, Jody.
Right. Almost never going to make geometric shapes. And there's not enough.
In geometry.
Yeah, why don't you believe in geometry? Why do you hate science?
That was a leap.
Anyway,
well,
I would like to go to the non-locked door then, or at least does the locked door look basically like the one we've already opened? Yep. So if I were to get through it, it would take a very long time to not use it.
Yeah, again, these locks look. This is not like a lock you'd see on a house or something like that. The doors themselves are 10 foot by 10 foot.
Because I have a lockpick kit. I mean, I don't know if Kess does, but I do, and it's over there.
Yes. And these locks just are very, very heavy duty.
Okay.
You simply have just never had the ability to even try picking a lock like this, so you would have no knowledge of how to do it. This is so far beyond what you have seen before.
Okay.
Does anybody see any more keys in here?
No, but I see a door that is unlocked, which probably means if we're gonna find a key, it might be that way.
Well, it could be that way or up the stairs.
Wait, there's stairs?
Yeah.
Yes, to the north there is an opening with stairs.
Do those lead up? Does that lead up to the balcony?
You see that they go up.
Right, to the stairs then that I totally noticed before and was definitely paying attention.
I feel like you're lying.
When the GM described them to you.
He did totally mention stairs.
Yeah.
Twice.
I'm not.
So
at what point
you guys
do you
watch
start paying
Hess
attention?
starts moving towards the north side of
when things stop being shiny, bright, and colorful around me. So never. Easily distracted, easily amused. I would like to go up the stairs, please.
Okay. Any of you following? You're just gonna watch Kess go. Atticus seems to be following her.
Yeah. I mean,
Atticus is gonna kill me. Please don't let him be behind me.
I will be behind Atticus, ready to
really
kill
bad
him.
for John.
You know what? If he didn't want us to suspect him of murder and nefarious things,
this is all his fault.
I'm ready to kill Atticus if he kills Kess.
Only if he kills Kess
Thank you,
first.
Zolta.
Yeah, so it's Kess,
just
Atticus,
sucked the life
and
out of him.
Yes, I'm ready.
So Kiri's death will have, the purpose of giving
Kess's death.
Kess's death, sorry.
Are you saying that I'm gonna be fridged? Like, I will be fridged, and because of that, never mind. Nah, anyway.
I think we all follow her up.
Patriarchy!
Okay, so you guys go up, and the stairs kind of curve around, becomes kind of a spiral staircase. When you guys come out of it,
so what you're saying is this would be real fun to slide down a railing on.
Yeah, and you hear this because that's what it sounds like when you walk upstairs in Zelda video games.
Okay, for a minute I was like,
what's happening?
It's a very slow hook shot.
So as you guys get to the top, you come to this balcony. Again, you can see it has this kind of like half wall around it, and you can see to the floor below it. And you can see that above you, again, roughly about 30 feet, is another kind of platform.
Like in the center of the room or right above where the stairs come out?
In the center of the room, the very center of the room, 15 by 15 platform is about 30 feet up. So
still super smooth and unhookable.
Yep. You do notice, and you would notice this without a perception check. You notice when you get up there, the ground or the balcony itself is made of stone, but on top of it is like a metal grate.
Interesting. So it would stand to reason that that one probably also has a metal grate.
Say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
It would stand to reason that the other platform probably also has a metal grate.
It's possible. You'd have to look at it. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Come on.
And this platform's above us 15 or 30 feet, right?
Yeah, you guys are on the middle platform. There's one above you, and then there's the room below you.
22.
So you actually see a lot in here. You notice that on the west wall, there is an opening with a set of stairs that is right underneath, like the pathway going to this final platform. So putting two and two together, you think if you go up the stairs, you'll get to the third floor. You see, kind of wandering around, you also discover you discover this.
Oh, okay.
You discover one more thing, but I'll let you read that first. So you discover another page of the journal.
Does it
get your voice request in now?
Nope.
Does it seem like... Oh, no, you know what? I don't need to ask that because I'm going to ask if it was the same handwriting, but I can see by the names being mentioned, the answer is probably yes.
It seems like it was written by the same person.
Okay, I'm just going to say people leaving their journal entries all around, like... Littering much?
Go here, and I'll put August 27th over here.
I really want to do this now. Just ominously leave random pages of a journal. I'll just write fake things in it.
But they never knew, and I can't ever tell them.
And I will never.
No one must know.
No one will find my treasure. And then put it with some secret little key, dirty key, and then people would. Oh, it's so great. Let's make our own side quests, you guys. Real life side quests. I'm so here for it.
Becomes a very odd geocaching experiment.
Or amazing one. Okay.
Cass, did you find another page?
Sorry. Well, yes, I do believe I do.
Oh, sorry I asked.
Day 4. We have next to nothing for supplies. None of us had the time to bring much, and now most of it is gone. Atticus has told us to start rationing our food. Don't listen to Atticus. We found some clean water in here, so we won't die of thirst. Until you find out it's poisoned! No. And he took a few of the least injured men deeper into the temple to see if there were anything we could eat. Terrace, right?
Terrace, yeah. Yes. The name is Terrace.
I'm also not a huge fan of this font, I'm not gonna lie.
She had poor handwriting.
I'm very good at cold reading, but cold reading a funny font is a little weird. Terrace continues to ask how Daddy's doing, fighting the bad men. Just tell her he's dead! This is not gonna end well. I've started coming up with more elaborate stories to keep her mind off the... See, this just tells me that our author is a liar. The resounding impacts of the Guardians outside, trying to pry their way into and finish what they started. Some of the other survivors have started listening as well. I've secretly told them it's not true that my husband is... They don't care. Oh, rude! Anything is better than just waiting for death. This is so cheerful. At night, while I hug Terrace to keep her safe and warm, I've started feeling something watching us. When I look around, there's nothing there. It's just probably my mind playing tricks on me. Atticus told us it's safe in here. We can trust him. Wrong! He never would have brought us here if it wasn't safe. Wrong! Of course he wouldn't. Wrong? He risked his life to save us. Terrace is starting to shiver a little, so it's time to go back to sleep. As long as she makes it through this, it will be worth it. She's all that matters now.
I personally feel like there might be a reason this temple was forgotten. It was a willful forgetfulness.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't like, I forgot the temple. It was like, forget that temple.
This wasn't, oh yeah, that was there. It was, oh god, no. We must never speak of it.
So in addition to that...
it was forgotten in the way that, like, you know, CeeLo Green's radio edit song is Forget You.
Searching around...
Forget you and forget her too.
I wrote a parody of that for trombones.
You also find, like I said, there's an opening on the west wall that leads up. There is a door on the right wall that is unlocked, and then there's a door on the south wall that is locked.
Wait, they're both locked?
The one on the east wall, I'm sorry, the one on the east wall is not locked. The one on the south wall is locked.
And we can still go up.
Yeah, you can still go up. You also notice a strange hole in the southeast corner. And as you look closely, you can see there's some sort of mechanism inside of it. There's gears and things like that. And it looks like something's missing.
Well, let me just get more thematic.
Yes. It's because Steampunk Cat is so Zolta.
There are gears and things, so...
Okay. So when you say something's missing, like...
Again, you're a technophile. You know, you tech things in general and mechanical things, just that's your thing. And so you kind of almost have an intrinsic thing of when you look at a machine or something, you instantly start kind of breaking it apart in your head, beautiful mind style. And it's obvious to you.
More sketches.
There's a piece missing to get this machine to start working.
Can I deduce just by looking at it what it might do?
That will take a logic. You probably wouldn't be able to figure out what it would do because it's inside the wall. You can just see a few pieces, a few gears, and know that
but just based on where it is, like maybe at least a few ideas.
It'll take a pretty high logic roll, but
well, it's not going to hurt me to not do it. But
I mean, seeing a couple gears. You wouldn't
32!
be able to tell what an internal combustion engine would do. But
Thank you.
At it,
you amazing rolling dice gods. Thank you.
Looking at it and kind of putting things together, you think it controls something that moves.
Okay.
You're not really sure if it's something that opens a door or something that lowers a wall, but it's obviously the gears get bigger and bigger. So it's obviously whatever this design. It's designed to move something.
I think hands down my favorite part. I will need this clipped. Is literally the you wouldn't be able to tell 32. What a combustible engine.
Yes, someone.
I need that clipped, please. Because that was amazing. Sorry, I love you, Jodie. All right, cool. So making all these little notes in my notebook.
Can Iruna sort of take a look at it and get a sense of what piece is missing as well?
I will even like show him my notebook because now Iruna and I have a camaraderie on. Like,
oh yeah,
you understand mechanical things. Yay!
Iruna gets a slightly different read. Iruna is a much more practical. You are a much more theoretical kind of person. Iruna goes, "Oh, it's missing a lever."
Fair.
It looks like it's missing a lever.
Yeah, but look, it could do this maybe, and it might do.
Well, it might, but it's missing a lever.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna go. Obviously, Iruna, we're gonna go find the lever. Also, since I didn't actually share it with the class, I'm going to just kind of like under my breath of like maybe keep an eye on Atticus. I don't know if we can trust him.
But he helped us with the Guardian.
Yeah, I know that, sweetheart. I know. Just pat. just keep an eye on him. It won't hurt anything.
Okay. Do you want me to keep an eye on everyone else too?
No, I'm pretty sure Zelda's fine.
I don't think you're right.
I mean, I'm probably not.
Jerry and I are just having a really good conversation right now.
I'm
gonna hand Iruna the note and be like, don't share that with him. But yeah, I found another one of these.
Oh.
There's this image of him holding this tiny little journal entry. Oh.
It looks like they were being watched.
I want to get
It's the centerfold.
I want to check out the top floor, see if I can get more of a bird's eye view of what's going on.
Okay.
Before we go in any doors, it just seems like the more logical thing to do.
Makes sense. You head up.
Follow her up.
And you come when you get to the top of the stairs, you come to, I have to go to the right floor. You actually come to a room at the top of the stairs that has a doorway on the other side of it that's not locked. It's just closed.
On the top floor?
Yeah, when you get to the top floor, you...
For some reason, I did not expect to actually find a door up there.
Yeah, it's weird. You did notice again when you were on the floor below, because the platform is in the very center of the room, it's about 20 feet away from the outer wall of this room. And this room is exactly 20 feet by 20 feet.
There are two cats in front of
So now seeing like this, there's kind of been a pattern in...
Are both of your cats orange?
Yes, they're brothers. They're from the same litter.
How do you tell them apart?
Isn't it kind of strange for there to be two orange tabbies in a litter? I for some reason remembered orange being a little like a genetic not sorry, this isn't relevant.
I'm not a cat geneticist, but you could be right.
Why
or you
not?
could be wrong.
Ginger.
Yeah, they're from the shelter, so I don't know who their parents were. But Sean has no white anywhere on his body, and Nick has white paws and a white belly.
That sucks.
So anyway, yeah, you see a door in front of you.
Okay.
I think this leads to the platform we saw.
Okay.
Iruna using that high logic score.
All right,
High enough.
Let's go in. Let's go through it.
So you open the door and it looks like he was right. But you can go ahead and you see there's a pillar in the center of this platform that's what's attaching it to the ceiling of this room, which is about 20 feet up. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
19.
Okay. So kind of looking around, you find that and something else.
Whoa. This is
You
long.
find another letter?
I'm like the nose. Like I'm reading everybody's journal entries, and by the end of this, I'm gonna be like, well, and that's how we discovered that Atticus was the killer. Looks like she stopped writing mid-sentence when she died.
The castle
Maybe died while writing it. You wouldn't write out
It would just say it. I speak to Jerry, and I'm like,
Jerry's fluffier than I thought.
Yeah, she goes into a cave, and she keeps finding pieces of paper.
It belongs in a museum.
I'm gonna turn to Pierre and say, should we be worried that she keeps talking to a lizard?
Day 6. I'm also very upset that we seem to be finding things out of like there's giant days missing. Or maybe she's just not writing on those days, who knows. It's surprising.
Again, you're finding pieces of a journal, not an actual journal. So
and I think this just I feel like this first sentence just makes it seem like, and now we've taken a until dawn sort of turn.
Yikes.
It's surprising what you'll eat when you're hungry enough. What? Oh, guys, the baby's dead. The baby's dead. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God!
I can't even remember. It was a Chris Evans movie where he was on a train, and he has a brilliant monologue where he talks about how he knows things that he shouldn't know, like how babies taste better than full-grown adults, and it's this crazy intense monologue.
Oh, that's Chris Evans on a train. I'm very familiar with that movie.
Great movie.
Yes. It's amazing. You have to see it.
It's like Strangers on a Train, but it's just Chris Evans saying weird shit.
Snowpiercer. Thank you, Glad Dragon. It's called Snowpiercer, and it's phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure it's Chris Evans on a Train.
I think that
it was released stateside as Chris Evans on a Train.
I'm good. I'm cool. I'm calm.
Anyway, continue reading because it's not that.
Okay.
This is the funny journal.
Keys were never
this
even
is the funny journal, and it starts with babies being eaten.
We're never even close to something I ever thought I would ingest. Is that how you pronounce that? I think that's a word I've only.
Keys, yes.
Okay, I'm like, is this a word I've only read?
Of a bat.
Yeah, I remember what they are. I just am like, I think I've only said this in my mind. Because there is no voice acting in Zelda games other than
There is in Breath of the Wild.
Sorry. Yeah, ish. Oh, wait, yeah.
But Link still goes, ha, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Zelda's voice drives me crazy in that game. It's just the dub of it bothers me. I'm like, you sound not right. Link. I'm like, what is this?
That's
Read the damn journal.
I'm sorry.
I put a lot of time and effort into writing these pages and pages of.
But so far, it's all Atticus has been able to find. Ferris refused to eat it at first. She saw the dead Keese and was so upset that the men had killed such cute animals that she threatened to run away. I thought she was a baby.
She's a young child.
For some reason, I thought she was like very small. Oh wait, no, there's a baby separate. Okay, right. Sorry. I sat her down and told her that we needed to eat something to live and that she wouldn't be able to see Daddy again if she got so weak from hunger she couldn't walk to meet him. You are mean.
Jesus.
Oh, that's you.
I don't like this.
I was like, what the hell is that noise? It's just
it's the sound you hear behind you as you read the journal.
Suddenly a giant cat cuddles you.
Oh no! Oh, that's the worst way to go.
It's the best way to go.
Death by purr.
I couldn't bring myself to die, to mention death, even to get her to eat. It took Atticus coming over and telling her the Keese didn't feel a thing. See, he's a liar and he's suspicious, and would want her to get stronger because of their sacrifice to get her to try it. At least she's eating, though none of that will matter.
Not all of us are published authors, okay?
No. That was not that face. That was the face of don't trust this guy. Don't trust this guy. Don't trust this guy.
Should have made Elias read it.
She keeps going into these rooms first. Every journal entry she finds first.
Of course,
so
I get the actual author to read.
I don't think there are insults to you, Jodie.
It really isn't. It's me not trusting this guy and going like, this person keeps bringing up Atticus. Don't trust him. Don't. Especially because she's like, he wouldn't do this. No, that's what you tell yourself when you're trying to convince yourself someone's not a murderer.
No, see, the problem is we're just very suspicious.
They are very suspicious.
So anyway, returning to the note that I spent hours writing.
We heart you, Jodie. We appreciate all the work that you put into things. And for all DMs out there, all the work you put into things. And for all my DMs, I'm so sorry that I'm like this in many of my games. One day I will not be so distracted. But cats.
The door shows no signs of weakening, but that strange searing sound and the small explosion every few minutes is maddening. They are very tenacious, these guardians. They do not forget. They are the elephants of the mechanical world.
Yeah. Well, 6 days of nonstop.
No, I'm saying like it's actually kind of like in the actual game when you're like get out of sight, they're like psh, whatever. What was over there? I don't even remember anymore. Out of sight, out of mind.
Because they were babies. They're not able to realize.
Are relentless, and that's a little scary to me.
Well, again, this is literally during the calamity.
Still scary, very scary.
Mm-hmm. It kind of shows how great it was that you guys got past him.
I know. Aren't we amazing?
We're the best.
I mean, yes.
No. Of the 4 or 5 dozen of us that made it to the temple, 5 have succumbed to the injuries they got while fleeing, and it looks like 4 more may soon join them. Well, that'll give you something to eat. We can't keep anything clean in here, and none of us are healers, so even relatively minor injuries can turn fatal. I've started telling the stories of Daddy, the hero of Hyrule, to everyone now. It's becoming a nightly tradition. I think most people have forgotten they're just stories. It gives them hope. I may not be able to save our lives like Atticus, but creating hope is important. But he doesn't save you! I know the end of the story! I have spoilers! And I can do that. Besides, it's nice to see people.
Does Kes say, but he doesn't save you out loud?
Oh,
I really want a never-ending story moment here where he's like, but what do I do?
Child.
Star Child.
Was it Star Child?
I think it's Star Child.
I thought it was Moonchild.
I could be wrong.
It's a dumb name, no matter what it is.
It's a dumb name. I might also be thinking that that's what Kal-El means.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't remember. It might be Moonchild.
I've blocked out what he's named her every time I've watched that.
It's because it's a weird name, and it feels like maybe they should have mentioned it prior to that moment.
His mother's name. That's the thing that's weird.
It's one of those things that you're like, if you're gonna make this a significant, it was my mother's. Maybe you should have mentioned the mother at some point, any point before that moment. See, this, Jodie, is what it looks like when I criticize a story.
This is a very different.
So anyway.
So Realms of the Wild is a show that we play every other Saturday.
We're running out of time here, guys.
I'm sorry. Besides, it's nice to see people thinking of my Tobias as the hero. Wait a minute. Why do I know that name?
Tobias?
It's
not an uncommon name.
No, I could have sworn there was
Animorphs.
No, I could have sworn there was a character we had met with that name, but I could be wrong.
You might have. I may have reused a name. I enjoy the name Tobias.
Okay,
it's a good name.
It might have been the name of. I think it was the name of the man living with you, your mother.
Okay, cool. But not actually my dad.
Not same person. It was just.
I just had to double check and be like, hang on.
This is not How I Met Your Mother.
Good, because it's a terrible show. What?
Hero of Canton.
Sorry, again, I really love Animorphs, and
No, that's totally fine.
I identified super hardcore with Tobias. So
I just really wanted to make sure that it was not an intentional thing, because I was having a moment of wait.
I generally try not to reuse names like that. I simply forgot is all it was. So.
Okay, no, that's fine. Anyway. That's fine. Okay. Lost my place. I'm so sorry. Of my Tobias as the hero, I always saw him as instead the lowly shopkeeper he thought he was. I wish he was still with us and to see what he's become to these people. Though he'd probably just shrug it off and go back to cleaning the shelves. Never could take a compliment. ... Thank you. ...
20xd6.
Is there, while she's reading this, anything else on the platform?
Yes, with her.
Because you said there was something else that
Yes, there was. So looking around, there's no other doors or anything other than the one that you guys came through. But as you kind of journey around, you find a very similar hole with gears and things like that on the far side of the pillar, holding this platform to the ceiling. And again, there's that little half wall to keep you from falling off. And there is a grate on the floor.
Does this gear place look like it's missing any parts like the other one?
Yep, it looks like it's missing a lever.
Okay,
Same.
I would like to make another sketch. And does it look like it's possibly does the exact same thing that the other one might, or?
It looks very, very similar.
Okay.
This looks like it's missing a lever too.
Based on this one's location and what I can see for this, am I able to maybe deduce more of what it might move?
Not really.
Okay, cool.
Again, because it goes into the pillar and then the pillar connects to the rest of the temple. It could be anything from, it drops the floor out so that you all fall to your death, all the way to,
Okay.
It lowers the walls of the entire temple or raises the temple, from underground to above ground. You get no idea.
Okay.
It could simply
from this
turn
high
on
up-
the movie projector for movie nights.
Oh, nice. From this high up, I feel like that would be mentioned in the journals, though. If they
It
had
could be
movie
in
nights.
day 2, 3, or 5. We don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Is there, from this high up, can I see anything like below, whether it's like anything where water could come in, or?
You can technically see all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
But you have to kind of lean over the railing, which for you is like chest height. So you have to kind of lean over to be able to see because
We get it, Jodie. I'm short.
yeah. You're the one critiquing my writing, Miss Author.
I wasn't. I literally just showed you what it looks like when I critique writing.
Next time on Realms
Sorry.
of the Wild, DM
Sorry.
is Kestrel, which will win the battle.
The DM.
You do notice, again, just basic logic and putting these together, you do notice that the platform you're on, technically, the platform is 15 by 15, which is the exact size of the hole in the balcony, or the opening in the balcony. And the platform and the balcony fill up the whole room. So, technically you have a single floor that is spread between 3 levels. But they're very precise. Like, again, this is beyond happenstance. This is engineered precision.
Based on what I've learned about moving about the fact that there are gears on some of these, the fact that there are grooves on the floor, logically, it would stand to reason that possibly the grooves on the floor are because this all connects at the bottom.
It's theoretically possible. You don't have
to confirm that. I'm just saying, like, is that like theoretically?
You don't have enough information to 100% say yes, that's what it is. It is a valid theory. There's nothing you have found thus far that would contradict what you've just said.
All right. Well, in science, that counts.
Yes, Christian. Next time on Realms of the Wild. Oh, look, Keth spontaneously combusted.
Is it really that spontaneous?
on this 3rd floor, seemingly.
Yep.
Since it looks like the 2nd and 3rd floor sort of fit together, are there any like doors or openings on this 3rd level that are inaccessible because they're just like flush with the wall?
Yeah. Nope. Ooh. Damn.
That would have been a really cool level design.
Okay.
But I didn't think that way, so no.
I feel like you're just hell-bent on like knocking yourself today, and I'm a little concerned about that. Jodie, do you want to talk about some things? Like, are you okay? You doing all right? Because you're awesome, and I feel like you're really like hell bent on like taking
major depressive disorder,
and...
generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder with agoraphobia, PTSD.
Fun.
No, there's nothing wrong with me whatsoever.
Well, I mean, I meant specifically today.
It's been a rough week. But no, like that was literally just a joke at my expense, because to be blunt, that would have been a really, really cool thing to do, and a very Zelda thing to do.
All right.
And I 100% did not think about that until he mentioned it.
Okay, so we've officially explored everything we can in this room. Now our options are some of the doors.
Yeah, there's 2 doors we can go through.
And with that, it is now getting to the point where we have to end. So that is where we are going to leave it.
Thank God we didn't get any big fights with all the other people gone.
Yeah. Like I said, if I can just gush a little bit about Open Legend, one of the really cool things about Open Legend is I can balance fights on the fly so much easier than I can in D&D.
Nice.
It is massively simple. I have built monsters live on stream before, when you guys have gotten into battles that I didn't expect. So yes, Open Legend is super, super great for GMs like me that like to kind of do somewhat planning. Like you guys can see, I planned, but I like to leave it up to what you guys want to do. So yeah, Open Legend really gives me the freedom to do a little bit of planning, but just leave it to you guys and then react to what you do. So
Open Legends is great. Please sponsor us.
The
what?
Entire first hour in
They also just released their hardcover books to their backers.
Sorry, you guys. I was definitely like feeling very cautious about all the things.
Oh, you got one? Oh, I'm so mad. I didn't get one because I didn't back it, and currently I don't think you can buy them because they're just fulfilling their back.
I didn't back it either, but I went to BackerKit, and you could after the Kickstarter sort of.
Oh yeah. One. As at least when I checked like a week ago when they first started sending it out. You couldn't do that anymore. Oh, and you have both of them. Yeah. See,
that was back when I had money. It was nice.
Support Open Legend. They're an awesome group. And they every so often I think they've retweeted us too, so they're cool.
Yeah.
People.
So anyway, that is where we're going to end it for today. I want to thank everybody that showed up. I hope you guys enjoyed my take on a very traditional Zelda dungeon, complete with keys and bombable walls and things like that. As you guys move forward, I will probably move slightly more away from the traditional like A Link to the Past style Zelda dungeons, but for right now, I wanted to have a little bit of an allusion back to old school Zelda. So
many square rooms.
Yes, everything. I built this in Excel. I'm not joking. When you guys find the map, you'll sit there going, "That's Excel." So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Like I said before, May is not over yet. And if we can get a few more subs, that'll mean that Elias has to deal with more CDI themed Zelda stuff.
Remind me what you said earlier would happen if we got 5 subs. Other than just it'll give Elias
that CDI would go on all year.
Oh,
it would be CDI year.
See, that's not really my call. Totally... Like, I gotta run that by Cody. I gotta like.
It should only be 4 by now. I also subscribe.
I mean,
so it's 4 more.
And I specifically said that Elias will have to do CDI things.
But I don't have a CDI. I can't emulate it.
That's your own problem, and you'll need to work it out if we get the sub.
I just happen to know one of the higher ups at Zelda Universe.
So do I. And they can't help me.
I was about to say, Alex will take my side. What are you talking about?
He'll take your side. It doesn't mean it will happen any easier.
So anyway, if you guys can, supporting Zelda Universe through subscriptions, stuff like that. These guys run a fan website. It's amazing and has tons of information. They release video content. You guys just released the first episode of the Hyrule Warriors remastered dub, right?
Hyrule Warriors remastered dub just went out. Before that, Alex hosted the first episode of Zelda 101, which is a new YouTube series.
So yeah, I mean, these guys are creating video content. They have one of the largest and obviously the best Zelda fan sites on the web, and it's been around for how long?
Early 2000s at least.
So we're talking like over a decade.
Almost 2 decades at this point, probably.
So yeah, I mean, these guys have been working really, really hard. Subscriptions are a great way to help them offset things like hosting costs. They raise money for charity every year for Zeldathon, I think it is.
Zeldathon's a different one.
Different one.
This one's
you guys do have
Zelda for Eternity, yeah.
Zelda for Eternity, yeah. So yeah, they're a great group. So subscribing is always a nice way to help them out, and it also shows support for the Twitch channel and helps them be able to make more really cool Twitch stuff like what we have here. Other than that, if people want to find you specifically, we're going to start with Kiri because I believe Kiri has something special that just came out today.
Oh, okay. I was like, do I? Hi, I'm Kiri Callaghan. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, but I haven't streamed in a very long time because I'm a bad human. I've got way too much work on my plate. I just released today a cover of A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman. You can find it on my YouTube. I put a ton of work into it, and it came out somewhat okay. So you should definitely check that out. And also, I, as Jodie likes to remind people, I wrote a book, and it's kind of okay, and you should also check that out. You can find it at any major retailer, but if you can go through Dose Blant.
I ordered that book last week, and I think it came in this morning. I have to go check.
I mean, whatever, that's cool.
On our next episode of Breath of the Wild, we all just
and it was super cool and awesome, despite the fact that we've never even been in the same state.
Wait, what?
And a while ago, like a month ago, we sang a duet, and it's on your channel.
Oh yeah, and you should check that out because it's amazing and awesome. Sorry, I didn't hear you because I was like, sound was happening. I have a problem with auditory overstimulation sometimes, and so like if a lot of sounds happen.
And like, so yeah, Kiri and I have never been in the same state, despite the fact that when she was living in Washington, I went to Washington on an interview, and it was the one weekend where she was not in Washington.
You were almost
but we've been in the same state of mind, and that's where it really counts.
I messaged her. I'm like, hey, I would super love, because this was when I was just a fan and she had no idea who I was. I'm like, hey, it'd be super cool if I could like meet you or something if I'm going to be in the same city. And she's like, yeah, it'd be great if I was in that city.
I don't even remember.
You don't, because I was that memorable.
No, I don't even remember, because that was years ago. Because I haven't lived in Seattle now for like.
It was 20 years ago.
4 years, 3, 4
Well, that
years?
was back when I could actually work. So yeah, we're going. I think 5 or 6 years ago, I interviewed for Amazon. They flew me out.
Oh, that I remember. I just don't remember why I wasn't in town.
You were in California for something. You might have been interviewing for
I think I was interviewing for the job I ended up moving down for.
Yeah.
Irony.
I think you were in Frisco. Because
that's exactly what it was then. I was down. We were both interviewing for jobs that weekend.
Yeah, it was a popular weekend for job interviews.
Apparently.
So anyway, so that's Kiri. Ilea, if people want to find you on the interwebs.
Green-eyed trombonist everywhere except Twitter, where it's green-eyed T-bone. I promise I will stream again. I need to finish an RPG I'm working on and then do a playtest of it. So maybe I will stream that. We'll see. The long and short of it. I'm being mysterious.
Elias, if people wanted to find you on the interwebs, perhaps playing something like Minecraft or
drinking.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Never heard of drinking. You can find me at Elias
still
Thompson.
Have those Cheerios behind you.
They weren't there when it started until Velvet Blondie reminded me, "Hey, where are the Cheerios?" And I was like, "Oh no!" So I got up in the middle of the game and put it. You can find me at Elias Thompson everywhere on the internet. I stream here on Zelda Universe Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific. Let's Not Play Zelda, where I play games that are not Zelda. Currently streaming Super Mario 64. And as Jody alluded to, I stream on another channel, twitch.tv/WinecraftTV, a show Wednesday nights called Winecraft Wednesday, where my co-hosts drink and rate wines while playing Minecraft. It's a fun time. I also stream on my personal channel. You should check all of these things out immediately.
And then again, I'm TrainerJodie. You can find me everywhere at TrainerJodie. I have my own Twitch channel. I am an affiliate now, so you can actually subscribe to my Twitch channel if you would like. And that actually gets you. I have emotes and everything. The $5 subscription tier is an emote. I call it the "You Broke the DM" emote, which is very useful for anyone. So feel free to subscribe so that when you watch this, you can use my "You Broke the DM" emote for all the times I break. I stream on Wednesday nights, D&D 5th edition. I have 2 different campaigns that I run on alternating weeks. They are both set in my custom world. They both have really cool people playing them. So yeah, feel free to check out that. Another thing I wanted to mention, friends of the channel, though we haven't formalized our friendship, Hyper RPG, their CEO is getting married next weekend. And so this weekend and next weekend, they're actually doing these really long, I think like 12-hour streams. They call them Hyperdrive. Yeah. Hyper RPG is completely fan-funded. And Hyperdrive is how they're able to do things like pay the actors that, host all their shows and things like that. So if you guys could head over to Hyper RPG, I think both of them will be on Sundays, right? Ilea is a mod for them, so that's why I keep asking her.
Let me look up the schedule that we have. Vamp.
While she's doing that, they're great. They're a great group. They've hosted us a couple of times. And Zach, the CEO of the company, is a wonderful person that I have the honor of considering a friend. And Malika, his fiance and soon-to-be wife, is an incredibly creative person. She created her own RPG system to run a licensed Power Rangers RPG. So yeah, they're both amazing, wonderful people. And like I said, Hyper RPG is going to be doing some pretty cool stuff over the next 2 weekends. So we will not be playing next weekend. We only do this every other week. So if you guys would, check out Hyper RPG, tell them Zelda Universe sent you over there. The stuff that they do is really cool and fun, and they're a really supportive group of people. The fans are called the Thumpers, and they're great. So
there's a lot of rabbit themes. So yeah, they're going to be on a Sunday. So they're going to be streaming tomorrow. My stuff is being slow, so I can't tell you what's happening. But one of my favorite things that they do, like in between the larger shows, is a water balloon thing where you can donate for them to pump all this air into the balloon until it bursts, and then they just get completely soaked, and they can have races. And they've started adding like color dye, so you can start tie-dyeing people's shirts, which just is super amusing to me.
They're a fun group. Anyway, they're in no way paying me anything. I have no connection to them other than the fact that I know Zach relatively well for someone that's never met him. I just, people are getting married. It's a cool thing. So other than that, again, that's all for me today. Do we have the Cody Zone tonight?
Presumably.
It says 8 hours and 37 minutes and counting.
It always says that.
It always says that.
Presumably.
I want a countdown.
So it's I could show you how to set up on your Twitch page, but you'd
no,
have to.
I want one on this channel.
We do have a countdown for this show.
No, but for like countdown to Kiri, countdown to Ilea.
What is it counting down to?
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Anyway, check out the Cody Zone late tonight. Cody's a super cool Aussie who just does crazy things while attempting to play video games. And then tomorrow we have I can never remember. The only person I can ever remember is I can't remember even her name now.
We got Snake Run with Jake D. Snake, and then we've got Running Blind with Amanda Van Heil. Although I don't think actually Running Blind's going to happen because Amanda's running our panel at MomoCon, which actually should have started already.
Oh, okay. So they're at Momoken. And so thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Don't forget, next week, this episode, if you missed any of it, will go up on the Zelda Universe YouTube channel, and at the same time we will start a poll for the MVP of this game, which was obviously Aruna.
Yes, it was Aruna. Hashtag vote Aruna, and if you don't vote for Aruna, vote for Jerry.
Who will not be an option.
So don't forget to vote in the poll, because whoever wins the poll actually gets a legend point, which they can use to influence the game. Otherwise, again, thank you all for tuning in. If you are watching this on YouTube, please tune in live. You can actually affect the game and things like that, and just have fun watching me read your jokes in chat. So that's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.